ReReride Youth Ranch. Good morning. So glad to have you here. This is such a neat organization, one that I am not familiar with at all, but somebody brought to my attention, and so I'm glad to hear all about it. So first of all, tell us about Autumn's ReReride Youth Ranch and what it is, how it got started, and all that good stuff.
Autumn's ReReride Youth Ranch is a organization that rescues and adopts in injured horses, abused horses, horses that have been neglected, and what we do is we put them with families and children who are broken.
Okay.
Broken hearts. They come from tough backgrounds. We work with special needs kids. We work with any child. No one gets turned away ever.
Because horses are extremely healing.
Yes, they are. They're very intuitive. And what's amazing is a lot of times when a horse will pick who they want to be with.
Oh.
And what's interesting to me is to watch when I turn the kids loose on the horses, which horse they pick and what the background of that horse is. And 99.9% of the time, it's very similar to that child's broken heart.
Oh, wow.
And they will work on brushing the horses and just helping with the care. One of the things about our horses and the things that they've gone through is that they need to be re-socialized and they need to be retrained and they need to trust. There's huge trust issues, just like these children.
Right.
So in the process, both horse and child begin to heal.
Right.
And they get time to ride. We have 2 horses out of 8 that we can ride this year. And it's just kind of it's fun to watch. I can't believe I get to do this.
Yeah. Well, and you said to me off the air a minute ago, you know, these kids, a lot of them think that they're coming out to have so much fun. I mean, they don't know that they're coming out to sort of receive therapy, if you will, you know?
Exactly. And the parents come and contact me because they have a child that has something specific going on. And a lot of times the child is real young and just is excited to be around the horses. It's just a divine thing what happens between that child and that horse. And I recently had a young boy come out, hadn't smiled in a long time. You could see when he got out of the vehicle that he was so hurting and so depressed. And they spent 4 hours at the ranch on a day we were closed. It was a special thing for this particular family. And by the time he left, he was talking to me. His smile was glorious. And it's amazing to me how God just makes us happy.
Yeah.
Because we're not that cool. It's not that cool of a place. and it has nothing to do with me. I don't.
Well, the horses are just amazing. I mean,
They are.
And you know, for a child who's been, well, a child in general, it's a cool thing to get to ride a horse or pet a horse or brush it or whatever. But then think about somebody who's going through something. I mean, how therapeutic that must be. That's amazing.
It is. And kids are locked up in their house all the time.
Right.
And they have video games. There's so much technology. And it's a good thing.
Right.
But I think our kids anymore are so blasted with busyness.
Right.
You know, and that's good to a degree as well. But I don't know that they always get a chance to just goof around and play.
Right.
I mean, they can come out to the ranch and I make it very safe, and they can run in the pasture, run in the round pen, you know, play in the dirt, chase a chicken, whatever it is. You know.
Yeah, that's so great. Well, tell me how you got started with this Autumn's ReReride Youth Ranch to begin with.
Autumn's ReReride Youth Ranch. It was named after my daughter Autumn, who in 2002 committed suicide. She was 15. She was a student at Bentonville High School. And so I vowed the day of her memorial that I was going to do something. There were a lot more Autumns out there. There's a lot more kids out there that are silent. And if I'm not mistaken, suicide is like the second leading cause of death in teens. And I always felt like if I had something like this for Autumn, you know, maybe she would still be here. You can't rest in that.
Right.
And I don't dwell in that. But I wanted to provide a relief for some other child that was like my daughter.
Right.
I heard an interview on Focus on the Family with a lady by the name of Kim Meter, who has Crystal Peaks Youth Ranch in Bend, Oregon. And the first 5 minutes of that interview, I knew that the 7 years of praying I had done for a direction, that this was the direction God was taking me to.
Great.
And I went to Bend. I went to a clinic they had out there, learned how to do this, and brought those tools home. And we started Autumn's ReReride with 2 kids.
That's great.
And that was it. And now we do about 600 sessions a year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful that you were able to turn something tragic like that into something so positive that can help so many other people too.
Well, I know, and I know lots of parents, when you lose a child, it's hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, after Autumn died, I struggled so much trying to identify with other parents who had lost a child to illness, car accident, something. It just, for me, it was so much harder knowing that my daughter was so brokenhearted and so depressed that she would take her own life.
Yeah.
And there's no rhyme or reason to that.
Right.
There's none. And I knew, I have a very strong faith, and that's what got me through that. And I believe that God could have stopped that, and He chose not to. And I rest in that because He is so much bigger than anything I could comprehend. Sure. And so I didn't spend hardly any time. I never asked Him why.
Right.
He knew that was good.
Right. And, well, it's such a cool organization, and I know you work on a regular basis with 3 different organizations, the task force, basically, Saving Grace, and what was the other one?
Forever Families Foundation.
Forever Families Foundation, and Savings is about to do a fundraiser for you guys. Tell us about that.
Yes, they are. They're doing it's called Cowboy Jamboree, and it's on October 22nd.
Okay.
And these girls are amazing. Becky Schaefer is just a sweet friend of mine. And they every year do a fundraiser for a nonprofit, and I've worked with them this year, and they chose to do a fundraiser for us. And they're going to have a live auction. There's going to be live music, cowboy, Dutch oven cooking, just all kinds of fun things. It's a very family-friendly event, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, it sounds
so
great.
Excited.
Rebecca, how can people find out more information about the fundraiser and about the Youth Ranch?
The information on the fundraiser, they can go to savinggracenwa.org.
Okay.
And they have, I think they have a flyer on there that gives all the information.
I'm sure. Okay.
They can find Saving Grace on Facebook, and they can find Autumn's ReReride on Facebook. And our website is www.arryr.org.
ARRYR.org.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here. It's a wonderful organization, and I hope the fundraiser is a huge success.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back to the North